Okay. Okay, so today we'll see this magnetic force on a moving charge. Okay, magnetic, when a moving charge, when a charge moves through a magnetic field, then a force will act on that moving charge. Okay, this is magnetic force, and the value of magnetic force is F equal to Q V cross B. Okay, Q V cross B. Cross means cross product. So if you take the magnitude only of the force, it will be Q V B sine theta, right? What is theta? Theta is the angle between velocity and magnetic field direction. Okay, theta. What is theta? Angle between v vector and b vector. Okay, v vector and b vector. Clear? So this is the magnitude of force. What will be the direction of this force? If v and b lie in this plane, suppose v and b is in this plane like this. Suppose this is the direction of v and this is b. An angle between them is theta. Okay, then v cross b, F is q v cross b. So v cross b means it will be perpendicular to the plane containing v and b. Okay, it will be like this, q v cross b, v cross b. This will be the direction of magnetic force. Okay, so magnetic force will be perpendicular to the plane containing velocity vector and magnetic field vector. Clear? Is it clear? Tell, is it clear?
No, yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes. So V and B, they may be perpendicular or they may not be perpendicular, but the force will be perpendicular to the both velocity vector and magnetic field vector. Okay. So here, first point, when force, magnetic force will be maximum. When magnetic force will be maximum, when it will be zero. Okay, this condition. So force is maximum. F will be maximum. When F will be maximum, this part is constant for a particular magnetic field, particular velocity, and particular charged particle. This part is constant. Only this one will change with the angle between V and V. So F will be maximum when sin theta will be maximum. Sin theta maximum means 1. Okay. 1 means theta will be 90 degree. So F will be maximum when theta equal to 90 degree. These short questions are very, very important. When the magnetic force on a charged particle will be maximum. Okay. Moving charged particle. The condition is when the angle between V and V, in this way we will write, not only write theta equal to 90, when the angle between velocity vector and magnetic field vector is 90 degree. Okay, so theta equal to 90 degree, that is what we can write in this also, velocity vector is perpendicular to B vector. Clear? Is it clear? First point. Is it clear, everyone? Force will be maximum when theta is 90 degree. This velocity vector and magnetic field vector
Yes.
are perpendicular. Clear? Second point, when force will be minimum will be minimum. Again, same thing, when sin theta will be minimum value of sin theta is 0. And when we will get 0, we will get 0 when theta will be 0. So when theta is 0 degree, right? Theta is 0 degree means that is what? That is V is parallel to B. Okay, V is parallel to B. Then we will get F minimum. Magnetic force. This is the formula of magnetic force. Magnetic force will be minimum when theta equal to 0. Theta 0 means this quantity will be 0 and the whole quantity will be 0. what will be the minimum value? That will be 0. Okay, magnetic force, minimum value of magnetic force is 0. Maximum value of magnetic force is only QVB, sin theta 1, theta 90, sin theta 1. So maximum value of magnetic force is QVB. Okay, if I write the values here, maximum value F max, only magnitude I am writing, QVB. Okay, simple multiply, then you will get the force. Unit will be Newton, and here the minimum value of the force will be 0. Clear? F maxima condition value, F minimum condition value. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, now we will see. Now we will discuss about this point. Okay, when V and V will be perpendicular, then what will happen to that charged particle? What will happen to the motion of that charged particle? Okay, so keep in mind this formula. Okay, and these two things. Short questions, very very important. Okay, now that condition, that is when theta equal to 90 degree, that means V is perpendicular to B. Okay, so here I am taking B field in this way, cross. Okay, cross means what? This cross represents the direction of magnetic field. What is the direction? It is entering inside the bore. Okay, this region represent magnetic field region. Okay, what is the direction of the magnetic field? The magnetic field is entering into the bore. Clear? So here magnetic field of B value suppose. Okay, a charged particle is entering this region with a velocity v. Okay, with a velocity v. Suppose the charged particle is, value of charge is q. Okay, so what will happen here when it is entering into the magnetic field? So v is in this direction and b is inside the board, so they are perpendicular. Okay, this is v, this is b, so they are perpendicular. Okay, so when it is perpendicular, they are perpendicular to each other, so the charge q will experience maximum amount of magnetic force. What is its value? Value is QVB, right? Now in which direction it will act? So velocity direction is this is the direction of velocity. Okay, magnetic field is entering inside the board, entering into the board. What will be the direction of force? Force will be perpendicular to both velocity and magnetic field. So if we take this direction, if we take this direction, is it perpendicular to both velocity and magnetic field? It is perpendicular to velocity. You can automatically understand. This is 90. Is it perpendicular to the magnetic field also? Magnetic field is entering inside the board. So is it perpendicular to the magnetic field also?
Yes, sir.
So it is perpendicular. So either force will act in this direction or in this direction. Okay, so in which direction it will act? So take Q V cross B. Exact formula is F is equal to Q V cross B. So in which direction the force will act? So V is in this direction. Okay, and this is the direction of magnetic field. This is V. So V cross B. So V cross B, it is going upward direction. V cross B, it is going in the upward direction. So force will act in this direction. Okay. So force is in this direction, perpendicular to the magnetic field and perpendicular to the velocity. So will this force change the magnitude of velocity? Will this force change the magnitude of velocity? Will this force change the magnitude of velocity?
No, sir.
It will not change the magnitude. If there is a component in the direction of its motion, velocity is in this direction, and you are getting a component of force in the same direction, then only it will change or it will increase the magnitude of velocity. But here it is perpendicular, okay? So you will not get any component of this magnetic force in the direction of velocity, okay? So there here velocity, magnitude of velocity will not change, but force is there, so something should change. What will change here? The direction of velocity will change, and as it enters into the magnetic region, force will act in this direction always. So it will experience a force in this direction and it will move in a circular path. Clear? It will move in a circular path where the force at any point, force will act towards a particular point, at any point, towards a particular point, okay? At any point, force will act towards a particular point. That point is what? That point is center. Okay, so it will move in a circular path when the velocity vector of the charged particle and the magnetic field are perpendicular to each other. Okay, in which condition you will get circular motion of a charged particle, moving charged particle in a magnetic field region, when the velocity vector and the magnetic field are perpendicular to each other, then only you will get the circular path only. Okay, if there is any other angle except 90 degree, then the path will not be exactly circular, it will be helical. Helical means you have seen the spring, so it will move through a spring. Okay, it will move through a spring. So here it is circular, that means there is no change in the plane, but in helical path there will be a change in plane. If you look at a spring, so at every time it is changing its plane. Okay, so when V and B are perpendicular to each other, this question is also very, very important. When V and B are perpendicular to each other, then what will be the locus of that charged particle? The locus will be circular. Okay, the locus will be circular. Clear? The locus will be circular. So locus or what will be the path? Okay, that will be circular. Clear? Circular. Clear? These small questions are important. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we will see few things. That is, as it is a circular path, we will find the radius. What will be the radius of this circular path? Okay. Very easy. How to find? Few small points. Keep in mind. First one is this. V is perpendicular to B. Maximum force will act in this case, and the locus will be circular. Here force will always be perpendicular to the velocity vector, so there will be no change in the magnitude of velocity, only there will be a change in direction, and for that reason you will get a circular path. Okay, and another thing is this force which is perpendicular here, force which is perpendicular to the velocity vector here, this force will not change the magnitude, okay, of the velocity. That means this force will not change the kinetic energy of the charged particle. Is it correct? This force here, in this case only, the magnetic force, F magnetic, will not change the kinetic energy. Is it correct here? Is it correct here? Reply. Reply. Is it correct? Force here in this case, when V is perpendicular to B, magnetic force will be perpendicular to velocity. So this force will not change the magnitude of velocity. So this force will not change the kinetic energy of the charged particle. Okay. Now we will see the radius formula, how to find it. Very easy. How to find the radius? How to find the radius? So here, for finding the radius of the circular path, we will use the condition, that is, as it is moving in a circular path, so it requires a centripetal force. And who is providing the necessary centripetal force here? The magnetic force. Okay. So centripetal, F centripetal. The centripetal force will be provided by F magnetic, right? Centripetal force will be provided by F magnetic. F centripetal, what is the formula of centripetal force? mv square by r. What is r? R is the radius. What is r? R is the radius. R is the radius. We want to find this radius. Magnetic force, here V and B perpendicular, so we'll get this formula QVB only. So V, 1V cancelled out, so R will be mv by QB. R will be mv by QB. So radius depends on velocity. If velocity is more, radius will be more. Radius depends on the magnetic field. More magnetic field, less radius. Less magnetic field, more radius. It depends on the mass of charged particle. If we take two charged particle, one is suppose proton, okay, another is suppose alpha particle. Their masses are different, so you will get different radius. Different charge, then also different radius. Again, take two similar kind of example like proton and alpha particle. Proton has only charge of 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, but alpha particle has twice of the charge of proton. So radius will be different. So radius depends on these four quantities: mass of the charged particle, velocity of the charged particle, amount of charge of that moving charged particle, and the magnetic field in the magnetic field region. Amount of magnetic. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Another small thing is time period. Right? As it is moving in a circular path, so there will be a time period. Time period means total time required to complete one circular path. So time period will be total length. Length means circumference, 2 pi r by velocity. Okay. Total length by velocity. That is time period. Now you can put the radius formula there. So it will be 2 pi mv by qvb. Here vv cancelled out, so time period will be 2 pi m by qb. So one important thing is time period does not depend on velocity. Okay, whether velocity is bigger or smaller, if the other quantities remain same, okay, then time period will not depend on velocity. Okay, so these are the important parts from this point. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this locus point is important. Okay, when V will be perpendicular to B, what will be the locus? Locus will be circular. If V is not perpendicular to B, okay, if the question is like this, suppose there is an angle between V vector and B vector, okay, not equal to 90 degree. They are not perpendicular. Okay, then the path will be helical. Okay. In this case, the charge will not move in a particular plane. Okay, its plane will change. So the path is helical. It looks like a spring. Okay, I am erasing this. Now I am going to the next thing, that is Lorentz force. A small thing is this Lorentz force. I am erasing this.
Yes, sir.
Now Lorentz force. Lorentz force, that means here in this case, in the case of Lorentz force, two kinds of field will be there, magnetic and electric. This is small part, Lorentz force. Okay. Suppose in a region, two kinds of fields are there, magnetic field and electric field. Okay. Magnetic field is there in a region, magnetic field of field intensity B, and electric field is there. Electric field is there of field intensity E. Okay. In that region, a charged particle is entering. In that region, a charged particle is entering. Then what will happen? Due to the magnetic field, the charge will experience a magnetic force, and due to the electric field, the charge will experience an electric force. Okay. So for these two fields, the charge will experience two kind of force. One is magnetic force, Fm Q V cross B, and another force is F electrical, that is Q into E. Okay. If in that region charge is at rest, then this force will not act, because this force depends on velocity. If the charge is at rest, then magnetic force will be zero. When the charge is in motion, in the region of combined magnetic and electric field, then only the charge will experience two kind of forces. And if you add these two forces, then it will be Fe plus Fm. You can take Q common, it will be E vector plus V cross B. And this total force, electric and magnetic together, this total force is called Lorentz force. Clear? This total force is called Lorentz force. Clear? Clear, everyone? So this is a small thing. You can get direct question. What do you mean by Lorentz force? Okay. Or write the mathematical expression of Lorentz force. This kind of question you can get. Okay. Next, cyclotron. Cyclotron, what is cyclotron? It is a device, okay, that is used to accelerate basically positive charged particle. Okay, what is cyclotron? It is a device. Okay, in that device you will get two D-shaped. To empty means it is not a solid. To empty D-shaped parallel thing like this. Suppose it is a circle divided into two parts. So this is 2D shaped. Okay, and it is empty inside. It is empty. Okay, and here what we do? One magnetic field is there. Okay, this plate is kept in a magnetic field region, where the plane of the plate will be perpendicular to the magnetic field. Okay, plane of the plate will be perpendicular to the magnetic field. And using this device, what we do? We accelerate any charged particle. For any experiment, suppose we need an accelerated charged particle. Okay, so we put that charge here, okay, at its center, and give some velocity. Okay, and these two D's are connected by some alternating current source. Okay, so for this current source and for the magnetic field, the charged particle will gain its velocity. Okay, as it will gain its velocity, its radius will be more. Okay, radius will go on increasing, and after some time there will be a gap. From that gap, the charged particle will come out, and it will hit to the experimented object. Okay, so this is the setup only which is used to accelerate basically positively charged particle like alpha particle, like deuteron. Okay, this kind of charged particle. So which principle is used here? Okay, which principle is used here? The same thing, that is F magnetic. The same thing, F magnetic equal to F centripetal. Okay, that same thing, same concept is used in this device. If magnetic force on the moving charged particle, that will be equal to the necessary centripetal force. Okay, from that thing we can get the radius, we can get the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is half mv square, half mv square. So from this thing we can find the velocity. Okay, put the velocity formula here, you will get the kinetic energy. Okay, so it depends on the experiment. For that experiment, how much kinetic energy is required of the charged particle. So according to that, we put the magnetic field, okay, and we get the kinetic energy from the charged particle. So what is the basic principle? This is the principle in the cyclotron. Okay, after that, if you are asked to find the radius, you can find the radius. Just 1 second. Okay. So this is the basic principle. Okay. Now, which kind of charges can, which kind of objects cannot be used in the cyclotron? Neutral neutral particles cannot be used. Okay, neutral particles cannot be used in the cyclotron to accelerate, because neutral particle means they don't have any charge. If they don't have any charge, they will not experience any magnetic force. So neutral particles cannot be used in the cyclotron. Another thing is electron. Electron is not used. Electron also is not used in the cyclotron to accelerate, although electron has some charge. Why it is not used? Because of its very lower mass. Okay, when it has very lower mass, its kinetic energy will be so high, velocity will be so high that its mass will go on increasing due to this formula, that m equal to m0 by root over 1 minus v square by c square. Using this formula, its mass will go on increasing. Okay, when the velocity of the charged particle becomes almost equal to the speed of light, then we cannot neglect this term. Okay, we cannot neglect the second term. So we'll get some value in the denominator. Okay, the value which is less than 1, and something by less than 1, it will be bigger. So mass will increase for the electron because of its smaller mass. But for alpha particle, deuteron, they have some higher mass. So in that cases, in those particles, the velocity cannot reach to very high value. Okay, so mass will not change for those particles. So this is small part of cyclotron. Is it clear? Any query? Any query? Any query? Important point is, what is cyclotron? Okay, definition. Okay, second is principle. Third is, which kind of particles are not used in the cyclotron for accelerate? Neutral particle, electrons. Okay, so these are few things. Clear? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Next come to force on a current carrying conductor. As there is a force on a charged particle, moving charged particle, inside the current carrying conductor, what happens? The charges move, right? The charges move through the conductor. And if the conductor is placed in a magnetic field, then each charge will experience a magnetic force. And if we take the combination of all charges, that means the conductor will experience the magnetic force. So same kind of formula you will get for charged particle. The force is Q V cross B, right? Now in place of V, if we write it in this way, dl dt, okay, dl dt cross B. After that, take dt here, q by dt. Q by dt means you can think charge by time. Here dl cross b. So you will get force on a current carrying conductor placed in a uniform magnetic field. This is force on a current carrying conductor placed in a uniform magnetic field. B is constant. So it will be q by dt, that means current. Q by dt current I dl cross b. Again cross product. I dl cross b. Again cross product. Okay. This is what? Force on a current carrying conductor. Current carrying conductor in uniform magnetic field. In the uniform magnetic field. This is the formula. IDL cross B. Now if you integrate for DL, you will get the total length. Then it will be FIL cross B. Okay, FIL cross B. Again the same two things what we had discussed for charged particles. First point F max, when we will get cross means sin theta, I L B sin theta. Okay, and after that one unit vector will be there, n cap. If you take the modulus, then unit vector will not be there, then it will be the magnitude only. So F will be maximum when sin theta will be maximum, because this part is constant for a particular case. So sin theta will be maximum, that means sin theta will be 1, theta will be 90 degree. Theta 90 degree means length of the conductor perpendicular to magnetic field, and the maximum value will be F max will be ILB. Second point, F minimum when theta is 0 degree, L is parallel to B, and the minimum value is F minimum equal to 0. Is it clear? Is it clear? Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So when a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field will not experience any force. When the direction of current, direction of L means basically it is the direction of current. So direction of currents and direction of magnetic field will be parallel. Okay, direction of L means in which direction current is flowing, will take that direction. Direction of current and direction of magnetic field will be parallel. You can tell this thing IL. Okay, IL, so that it will be proper. IL, direction of current, direction of magnetic field is parallel. Then the conductor will not experience any force. When it will experience a force when there will be some angle. It will experience some force when there will be some angle between direction of current and direction of magnetic field. When the force will be maximum when the angle is 90 degree. Angle between what? Angle between the direction of current and direction of magnetic field. Clear? Next class we will see the force on two parallel current carrying conductor. After that, those conversion from galvanometer to ammeter and galvanometer to voltmeter. Okay. So from this today's topic, you can get small questions. Okay, that we have discussed. Any query? Any query?
No, sir.
No? No query? Then I am ending.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.